Hi there, creative entrepreneurs. Thank you so much for joining us for Creative Talk. I'm your favorite creative entrepreneur, Akeelia Thompson, and it is a privilege and a pleasure to have you here with us today. Thank you so much. And please do let somebody know who will let somebody know that we are live. Share the link with them. In the meantime, you can also connect with us on all socials at Akeelia Thompson. That is on YouTube, Akeelia Thompson. You may also subscribe to my newsletter on LinkedIn, right here on LinkedIn. It's really simple, right? Thank you so much. Today we're looking at building one's business as a creative entrepreneur. And we want to dissect what that means. So before we even get into this juicy discussion, let me just highlight what the Creative Talk is all about. Well, the Creative Talk is a space for entrepreneurs and other professionals who wish to grow in their business and their respective fields, because we provide you with practical insights that you can use to develop your business, to develop yourself, invest in your employees, and of course, strategies that will help you or propel you forward on your journey of this wonderful thing called creative entrepreneur. And essentially, it's just really utilizing our God-given skills in a more refined manner to generate income. So if you're familiar with the concept of turning your passion into profit, this is definitely the platform for you. It is also a wonderful space for corporate individuals who wish to utilize their skills, maybe offer that as a service, or maybe provide a good to your customers. So definitely this is something that you want to tap into. And I'll just give you a few moments to just share with someone and let them know that we are live. Hi there, creative entrepreneurs. Thank you so much for joining us on Creative Talk. I'm your favorite creative digital strategist, Akeelia Thompson, and we want to get into the zone of how can we build our business as a creative entrepreneur. But if you're just joining us, you haven't missed anything as yet, but please share the link with someone. Let someone know who will let somebody know that we are live. You may connect with me on all socials at Akeelia Thompson. That is Akeelia Thompson on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and right here on LinkedIn. The Creativepreneur Talk goes live this and every Wednesday at 6 p.m. So stay with us, because you never know what we're coming with. Here on a Creativepreneur Talk, this is where we foster a collaborative space with experts in the various industries, because we want to provide you with the materials, the insights, the foresights, the everything that you need to push your business forward. So we're going to talk about the strengths, the weaknesses, and what we can do collectively as a community of creative entrepreneurs to grow, to thrive, and to do well in business. And if you're just tuning in and you're out there and you're wondering, what is this whole concept of creative entrepreneurship? And if you're familiar with the concept of turning your passions into profit, then this is definitely something for you. I believe that we were all given talents or God-given abilities that we can refine, get certified with, and of course transform that into a lucrative business that can serve a particular need in the respective markets. It's as simple as that. So maybe you're doing this informally, but you don't know, because in Jamaica and around the world, we have embraced this hustle culture. And what we want to do is to make that transition into a legitimate business where we can foster quality customer satisfaction, build our businesses, and ultimately at the end of this, it's not just only to meet the needs of our customers or our clients, but we want to leave generational wealth, because we believe in that. And in order for us to do that, it is important for us to mind our business, or some people would say mind a business that pays you. And if you're not getting paid, it's not business. So we believe in charity, but we need to do something so that we can have a level of sustainability as we grow and glow in our respective fields. So if you're just joining us, Maybe somebody told you about the Creativepreneur Talk. This is definitely the space for you. And we invite you to connect with us this and every Wednesday at 6 p.m. So stick and stay with us because we're talking about building your business as a creativepreneur. You don't want to miss it. Thank you so much for joining us for the Creativepreneur Talk. If you're just rolling in the room, I'm your wonderful favorite, I should say, creative entrepreneur Akeelia Thompson, and it is a privilege to do this with you. So we're getting into some key points, and today we're going to touch 5 major points, I believe, that can help us to build our businesses as a creative entrepreneur. As I was preparing for this session, the poem Back to Africa, Miss Matty by the great and late Honorable Louise Bennett says, "Back to Africa, Miss Matty, you don't know what you say. You have to come from somewhere first before you can go back there." And so we're starting out with the basics. Yes, we're going back to basics because, as I mentioned earlier, we want to shift from the hustle culture. We have something, maybe you have the skills and the capabilities. I was in your position once, having everything, being multifaceted, but not knowing how to really tailor that, to position it, and to provide a valuable offer. And that is what we want to do. Maybe you're in the space already and you have begun that process. However, there is much more we can do in terms of streamlining our business, improving our unique value proposition, and just overall creating something that is sustainable in the market. And if it's not even sustainable, this is a space where we can learn, grow, and thrive. So we get it wrong till we get it right? So we're looking at the first concept, which is essentially speaks to creating a business plan. And essentially this speaks to writing the vision and making it plain. We're looking at the mission, the vision statement, the target audiences, the channels through which we wish to communicate our messages or provide our products or services to our customers or our clients respectively. And it is important for us to refine this. Truth be told, sometimes we have to go back to the drawing board more than once. I've been in that position before because coming into a business or creating that particular business, sometimes that process can be quite confusing. We don't know what we want to offer, or we're offering too many things. Maybe we're offering a product that is low in terms of its value, or its switching cost can be, easy. We have major competitors in the space, and essentially we're drowning in the market. And so at various points in time, it's always important for us to just stop, have some break, revisit the business, take a retreat for the business, and to see how best it is that we can refine that strategy and come back, because we're only as good as our foundation, literally. And so it is important for us to establish a good footing as to where we are now, looking at the current resources that are available to us, what we need to acquire to go to the next level, and just drafting that. For some persons, if you are a visual learner, you may want to be a little bit extra and create that visual representation in front of you. From there, we can move on to different steps where you may seek an assistant in terms of a coach, assistance in terms of hiring a coach who will help you to refine that process and formulating a centralized formal business plan that you can use to initiate business ventures. So it all starts with a plan. Nothing gets done if you don't start. And the concept that we're running with is that movement builds momentum. You have to move. It won't be perfect. You'll get it wrong. We have to correct the errors. Maybe you'll look back in another 5 years and be like, oh man, I can't believe that was my work, that was my product at that particular point in time. But in order for you to be a successful entrepreneur, it requires grit. We have to stand the test of time. It requires much resilience because things change in the market. Consumers' taste, their preferences, and everything changes, and we have to adapt with the constant changes in the market. So therefore, it's important for us to revise that. Perhaps we had some core values when we initially started out and we wish to change that. Maybe we started out in terms of targeting a particular group, but that's not where the money is coming in. And so we want to refine our packages that we're offering and to see how we can tap into the market. Is your product something that is seasonal, meaning it blooms, or you can gain profit from it at different peak areas throughout the year? How can we best assess those key areas and to see where we can stand in that particular market and acquire some funds? Or maybe we need to switch it over altogether, switch to something else. Maybe you have garnered or done all that you could have done in a particular market and you believe that it is time for you to move on. So this is the basis or the foundation. We're standing on the solid rock of our business plan foundation. Some entrepreneurs are radical and they will tell you that the business plan is foolishness. We need to just start and refine our processes as we go along. But for me, whether you choose to do that or not, it is important for you to have a vision, something either in 10 points or 5 points, that this is where I'm at today, and this is the vision, and this is where I wish to take my business in another 2, 3, 4 years. All right. Another key area that I wish to touch on in our business basics class, building up your business as a creative entrepreneur, is that of legal considerations. Oftentimes we are shifting from the hustle culture, and maybe you don't take your craft seriously, or we do not have that level of foresight to see where the business can go in another year, or perhaps the opportunities are coming, but we need to position ourselves for them. So we stay ready, right? We don't get ready when we're there. In order for those transitions and those opportunities to come to us seamlessly, there are some things that we must do. And so it is important. I would encourage all creative entrepreneurs. It's not essential only for us to just offer those services, but what are the legal considerations? Do I need something from the Bureau of Standards? What are the basic terms in a contract? How can I establish a simple contract? What are the sales agreement that we have? Should I establish a contract with my customers or clients based on the type of business, especially those who are into like coaching businesses and stuff like that? You're offering a service online. What can I do to protect myself? We have the update of the Data Protection Act. How is that in relation to my business? What are some key areas that I need to take away from it? We have our businesses, of course, we don't want to stay on one level. So how can I position myself to acquire possibly a grant or something else, or establish key or strategic relationships, as I call them? So it's important for us to understand what those considerations are. The market that we operate in, when we look at something that's called PESTEL, which is, analyzing the different environment that the business operates in, we have to look at the considerations for a particular country, a particular region. Are you offering food? But if we have a particular religion, killing certain animals is not allowed. Can this product or service be sold in this country or this region? Is it, against those particular beliefs? So we have to look at how we establish those stuff. Where is the business registered, located, under which laws governs those business transactions? If you establish a contract, where are you making reference to as it relates to your legal obligations? We also have taxes and all the other good stuff that we have to consider. So it's important for us as creative entrepreneurs to look at the basics, get some business basic skills, develop our interpersonal skills so that we can effectively communicate our businesses, establish your partnerships, but also understand what is your legal obligation in that particular business or partnership or in that deal. Is this a good deal? Is this a bad deal? Should I entertain this? Should I not? What are the terms of your brand partnership? Because we have the great internet and we never know if we can go viral like the great Risa Tisa in recent times on TikTok or any other social media platforms. So it is important for us to understand what is required of us, what is required of those who we are in partnership with, and how we can protect ourselves in the process. Because over time, you also have your employees. How do you stay in good standing legally whilst also protecting their rights? Because we are for equal environments, right? So it's important for us to foster in those things as we shift and seek to formalize our business. These are some key areas that unfortunately many entrepreneurs fall short. We're good at what we do, we can offer the product and the service, but when it comes to formalizing the business or handling certain key areas and taking the business higher, not knowing these things can limit one, the reach of the business and how it is that we can tap into certain key opportunities. So most definitely, we have to take into consideration those legal considerations. So far, we've talked about establishing that foundation. We have to know where we are at now, where we plan to go, and the different key steps that we need to go to the next level. We also have to consider those legal considerations, protecting you and protecting me. It is the way to go. Yes, so we're in a business to make money, and we want to talk about the money, financial management. This is one that really gets many of us in a chokehold because it takes time. We have different rules that we have out there. This is what we should invest. This is what we should save. But the reality is, you know your situation, you know your business best, you know your products and your services, you know your recurring customers, your first-time customers, the different strategies that you have to streamline your business. Is your business automated? Are you operating in a very peculiar market where you're able to dominate that space? Is the product unique? Do we need to tweak our value proposition? All of these things come into play. How much money do we need to spend on marketing and overall just investing in the business? We also have to consider that we're all different players on the playing field and not everyone is level, because some persons may have investment from family members because they believe in the vision and the dreams, while others were just starting out from scratch. Some persons may have or may be privy to opportunities where they would have garnered funding to build and grow their businesses. Some of us, we don't know about those things, or maybe you've applied for it and you were not successful. So all of these factors we have to take into consideration. Do we have staff? Are we making enough money? Are we getting an ROI on what we're investing so far to build up the business? Are we squandering the money? Are we taking the time to reinvest in the business? All of these things come into consideration when we look at our finances. Are we managing, doing accurate bookkeeping so that if it is that an opportunity presents itself, we are ready and available to take hold of that particular opportunity? So we have to look at our finances, managing the budget, looking at our taxes, and where applicable, consider using a free accounting software that will help you to balance your books. Some persons may be fortunate to seek help. Sometimes you have to be everything in your business in the initial stages until you're able to move to the next level. So financial management is key, because if it is that we're not managing our money, then very soon we'll be out of business, and we want to ensure that we're offering the best at that particular stage. Don't go beyond your means. Offer something now, start small, allow the business to grow, and as you expand, you can increase the quality and quantity of your offerings, and we can manage this over time. I will not tell you that this is a one-stop shop or that overnight you will become that particular magician in terms of managing everything and being so financially responsible when it comes to the business. If that's the case for you, we're happy for you. But for many entrepreneurs, and we have to be realistic on this platform, it takes time to develop that, reporting the profits, reporting the losses, because it's not every time you make a loss. Sometimes entrepreneurship can be a very fickle place that really brings about much anxiety as it relates to the business, where it's at now, when will it grow, when will the customers come, things are not moving at your desired rate. And so all of these things we have to take into consideration when it comes to financial management. This is the fourth one. So far we've looked at financial management, we've looked at establishing our foundation. And can you tell me the next one? Let me know in the comment section. I won't tell you. All right. I look out for your comments, and just please let us know If you are enjoying this valuable content, if you're just joining us, I'm your host, Akeelia Thompson, and welcome to Creativepreneur Talk. So we're looking at things that we can use to build up our businesses as creative entrepreneurs. And at this point in time, I'll be talking about handling criticism and feedback. Now, this is a very tough one because, man, some of these criticisms and comments, they're not fair, they're not fun, but the truth is it is for our development and our growth. And over time in this space, you realize that you have to develop thick skin. And to be fair to us, sometimes when we're just starting out, it's not going to look that good, it's not going to look that cute, and we have to go back to the drawing board in terms of building out what we're doing. Maybe sometimes we look back and we're like, but the reality is sometimes we get feedback and it is really for our growth and development. And even in the bad comments or criticisms, we have to look and see the good. Whenever you're starting out something new, it comes with the territory. We can't avoid it. I recently listened to this quote, and it says that if you're doing something and like absolutely nobody is saying anything about it, then maybe you want to, have a rain check on that. And people don't stone empty mango trees. It's mango season, so we just play on that. But we have to start out somewhere, refine the process, refine the formula, go and come back with the formula, and we will ultimately have that level of growth and development over time. We are growing, we're human beings. This is a process. And even with everything that we see online, because we're so quick-witted with our fingers, it's important for you to somewhat insulate yourselves, develop that level of thick skin, and just own your craft and grow and develop. Even the best and the best and the greatest of the greatest, they had a starting point. They had to go to the training. We see Usain Bolt today starting out from such a tender age, and he became one of the world's greatest. So we have a starting point, and we have to grow over time. We have to give yourself grace. This is a journey. Sometimes it's harsh. You even look at it and you're not satisfied with the work that you produce. But this is a space. This is why we do what we do. Businesses go through different growth stage, and as the business go through those stages, you will also grow. Sometimes we're gonna have some losses, and it's typically not just a part of business, but it's a part of life. And even in the loss, we can still learn. So there's still value, and we can gain something from that to take to the next generation. I'm sure the mistakes that we made when we started out initially are not things that we will make now. And even so, that is why we're having this conversation in this space, because we can impart that knowledge to somebody else. So let us build up ourselves as we build our businesses. So for this section, we're looking at continuous learning. Yes, we know, labor for learning before you grow old, because the learning is better than silver and gold. Silver and gold will vanish away, but a good education will never decay. And the same is true. Your business can only grow as much as you grow. It's important for us to acquire new knowledge at each stage, because the market is ever changing. Technology is ever constant. We have AI. How can we integrate this in our business? How can we invest in our employees? What partnerships can we align ourselves with? What movement can you align yourself with? Can we tap into a community such as the Forbes Black community, where we have young Black entrepreneurs who are doing things across the globe? We have different fellowships that are available. How can we tap maybe into becoming a CARICOM youth ambassador and expanding our network and ultimately our net worth? So it's important for us to learn, especially in the creative industry. It is a constant evolving space. There's always somebody better. And not to say that there's not a space for you, but we have to grow and move with the tides and the waves and everything else, so that we can still be relevant in the space, in whatever we're offering, and also in the unique value proposition that we are giving to our clients and our customers respectively. Learning is a must. If it is that you would decide that I don't want to learn about this new thing, remember, knowledge is power. And I recently saw something that In order for us to increase our earning potential, gain more knowledge. The more you learn, the more you earn. And it is true, it is linked, it is tied to it. If it is that you want to change your life, change your position where you're at now, there's something that you need to do, because to someone who is making $1 million, to someone who is making $100 million, the only difference in those gaps beyond the zeros is that he knows something that the person who is in the $1 million status right now does not know. And eventually, when that person acquires that knowledge, he will move up to 100 million, and the other person who is at the 100 million mark will move up to become a billionaire. There is a difference in the level of growth and development because they would have tapped into higher knowledge. Persons who are wealthy, they're always interested in what you know. What is insightful, something new that we can tap into. So it's important for us to build up ourselves as much as possible. Attend some free workshops and webinars and stuff like that. This is a platform. Tap into the Creativepreneur Talk. Hello. This is a space where we can learn together and grow together. You can even share your insights, and of course, when we have the different experts who will come on the platform and share, we can also further build on those conversations. It's something that I did as a part of my journey. Some of us, we need mentorship. Perhaps that is something that you want to tap into. And while we're building the business on a professional level, it's also important for us to develop ourselves on a personal level, because they go hand in hand, so that we can have sustainable business and business partnerships as we build out the platform and switch over from that hustle culture, owning our skills, developing our skills, getting certified in the respective area, so that we can tap into every door that is available and has the possibility or the potential to be open onto us. It's very sad for the door to be open, and then what happens? We refuse to learn and we are left behind. So it's important for us to upgrade your skill sets. Let us develop some additional skill sets. Where I was 3-4 years ago, immense growth. And this is something that is intentional. You're required to be an active participant in this process. The onus is on you to learn, to grow, and to glow. Remember, we have the grow foods, the glow foods, and everything else. This knowledge that we're having is the food that we need to build up ourselves to have that level of stamina in the business, in the marketplace. So people, come on now, let's invest in continuous learning. Hi there, Creativepreneurs. Thank you so much for joining me today for Creativepreneur Talk. I'm your favorite creative entrepreneur, Akeelia Thompson. If you wish to stay connected, you may do so at Akeelia Thompson on all socials. That is Akeelia Thompson on all socials. Please, pretty please, go and subscribe to my newsletter. There's so much value that you can gain from those pieces, and we're going to be discussing some of those key areas that you will need to build up your business. Today, we looked at 5 key areas. So we talked about establishing that foundation, the legal considerations. We don't want to get into any trouble. Financial management, yes, your money, managing that money. We're looking at handling criticism and feedback, as well as investing in continuous learning. If you believe that there are other key areas that we can discuss for next week, let us know in the comment section, because here is where we grow and glow. Alrighty, so until next time, creative entrepreneurs, see you soon.